What's going on with Bitcoin, guys? Are we going to see a crash? Are we going to see Bitcoin pump? So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you what I'm expecting. I am yet to be entering a long position. I am going to be showing you why I haven't entered yet and why potentially lower is to come. And if not, where are we going to be looking for a sign of strength? So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video and let's uncover what's happening in the Bitcoin chart, price chart. So since my last update yesterday, we have not done much. In fact, price has been very range bound. So if we look at this, we have been consolidating since that large drop for about 2 days. So 1 hour, well, 1 day and 22 hours. So it's been trading sideways for a decent amount of time. Now, why did we stop where we stopped? If we want to put a monthly here, so we can see that we've stopped sort of in this mid-range here. So you can see we've got a few candle closes and opens upon here. And if we go down to the weekly, we can see that very similar opinion there. And I think one thing that's most important is potentially the volume, right? So we've stopped here because we've hit a major volume node. So that's going to be right here. So we're currently testing that volume node. This is a very major level of support for me. I do have lower targets if we do break down from here. Now, I haven't entered long yet because I'm not seeing a lot of strength in the market, right? That being said, I am very much open to the idea that we do flip into bullish market structure, and that would change my opinion. And I would very much be open to enter along. What that would look like to me is potentially rising above these highs, taking out these highs here, this market structure, so support, resistance, and then you could say that's also like a resistance in a way. So coming up here and then taking these out and flipping this into support, so 98. But that being said, that's already quite far away in terms of, you know, you're taking a long quite late and your stop loss would be down at 93. So it's a very large deviation. So it would have to start as a scalp trade. That being said, I don't see a great trade right now because the order flow, what are we seeing? We're trading beneath the weekly MPOC, daily POC. We're seeing open interest very much neutral. We're seeing CVD flatline. So it means not much is happening in the market right now. So we are bouncing off this level right now. It isn't looking the strongest. It just isn't looking that great. Again, we're forming a triangle pattern. One thing I've been noticing is the amount of triangles we've been forming. So another triangle we formed was this one, which we were looking at in the time. And you also had this one here. So a lot of triangles have been formed during this move, right? So obviously the expectation would be mess around, take everyone's stop out, and then decide the direction. So the direction is, and I have to favor long side because we look at all of our metrics, right? If you just look at the stochastic on a weekly basis, you have to favor the long side. You can't be sitting here thinking, I want a short. Yes, we can drop lower. And I know that. I've been bearish since up here. I've been highlighting that I've been bearish, and I've been looking for support here, here, and here, which was our levels. Along the way, I've taken scalp trades. I have not taken a massive swing trade yet. The massive swing trade will be entered relatively soon. I do think we'll get a bounce, and that bounce will probably be 7% or more. So I do think it's going to be a sizable move. The level I'm looking at right now, though, is potentially in here. I think we do have some very good levels from 86 to 92. If we look at this, what are we sitting at? We've got a 786 down there. Although I really do believe it should bounce here, right? It really should, but it just isn't looking the strongest. I'm not going to enter a trade just because it should bounce there. So we might stuff around, undercut these lows yet again. You can currently see we're falling a bit right now, but the order flow isn't telling me too much right now because it's showing that we've had that big move down. We had a lot of positions close them in the market. So open interest was decreasing. And then now we're just trading sideways. So I have targets lower. I do think we are at a very, very good support right now. That too, preferably I want to see a bit of these swing lows get taken out. So a few of these get taken out, that'd be a nice level. And I know and I'll show you some things I'm looking at right now, which also show me, like, first of all, the fear and greed index. That's a very important thing. That is showing that sentiment is down the drain right now. So if sentiment is down the drain, it's typically a good time to be getting in. Now, that's easier said than done, because during this phase, we had sentiment in the gutter for so long, yet price kept going down, kept going high, kept going down. What was that move up there? 23%. So it was chopping around, right? So we might have all these choppy green candles that go up, stuff run out, come back down again, do all that sort of stuff. So be very careful to watch out. Another thing I want to highlight is the global liquidity cycles, because this is a very important metric to be looking at. So if we just look at this advanced one, so we can see that it is very likely the top of the global liquidity cycle has already taken place. Now that means there's a very high likelihood we're not going to be seeing all-time highs. But regardless of the fact, a local bounce is still expected due to all the metrics of overexhaustion from all the indicators, all the sentiment metrics, and even just catching up to what the global liquidity is doing. So obviously there is a massive discrepancy here between where it's sitting and where the Bitcoin price is, right? Typically it does like to close in. So even just an equilibrium, so we see global liquidity go down to, let's say, 110, price converge 110. So you'd expect to bounce some capacity relatively soon. Another target I was looking at is people have this one. There's like a CME gap down at 91. And then there's also another confirmation that the global liquidity cycle is most likely topped. So meaning we're probably not going to be having a giant blow off top going forward. But I would not rule it off. I would say the likelihoods now are we are going to have a dead cat bounce because we've broken key structure here, I would say. And that dead cat bounce might look like something like this. If we just get our brush on, we could definitely bounce in here, come up, and then from there would be a very key pivotal point. Because if we start closing above, then you'd be looking for all-time highs. If not, then you're definitely looking for more downside. That being said, we'll be taking it step by step and not rushing. For now, I'm not in any positions and I will notify you when I do. But definitely getting ready for it. And if we see a sign of strength here, I will be very tempted to enter a position. But as of now, I'm not tempted right now. I do think that it's any day now. That being said, we could definitely be undercutting and going into some of those key levels, filling that CME gap there too, before we run up. Or we could run up, come back down and do it. So there's many different variations of how it's going to happen. I think the one that stuffs the most traders up is going to be the one that plays out. So we'll take it day by day. As for now, I'm not entering a trade and I will let you know when I do. For now, catch you guys later.